An off-duty police officer hits a black male and then gets out of his car and shoots him, kills him. He's dead. Then he calls 911 and says, well, the guy jumped on my windshield and I had to kill him, had to. But that's contrary to what the witnesses say. Let me bring you to the video. Here it is.
Okay, I'm trying to protect my daughter. My wife is people are hostile right now.
Nobody's hostile. Don't you say that. Nobody's hostile. Don't you say that.
I hear.
Don't you say that. Nobody's hostile.
Mine's on my side. Yes. Okay, got it. I was coming down here. He ran across the street, so I stopped. He jumped on my car and started screaming. The whole time, he started beating the glass. I have my daughter and my child in here. Okay, got it. Are you related to anybody here? No. Me too. Got you.
Let's put up a picture of Mr. Walker who was killed that day, okay? This is in North Carolina. The person who killed him is an off-duty officer. He hit Mr. Walker, who was a pedestrian. According to the officer, Mr. Walker threw himself into the car. That's what he says. Jason Walker, 37 years of age. Walker's cousin said that he was involved in the social justice movement and cared deeply about the community. He tried to help young boys at the age where they need strong black male role models. He's a good guy, according to the narrative. Jason Walker was killed outside of his home over the weekend. Then police said he ran into traffic and jumped onto the car. The person in the car, an off-duty cop, then shot him, killed him. Those who saw the incident happen, however, allege that the cop hit the 37-year-old Walker with his truck and then jumped from his truck and shot the man. A bystander, let's put up a picture, Elizabeth Ricks, okay? Elizabeth Ricks, who was also present after the incident, got out of her car to try and apply pressure to Walker's wounds and save him. According to Willard's tweets, okay? Ricks said that the cop who shot Walker did not make any effort to help render aid. She said that instead he was calling his boss with the sheriff's office. According to the sheriff's office, the deputy shot before calling 911 to report the man. Wow. Rick said that the deputy's wife was sitting and playing with her hair while all other deputies stood around and watched as she desperately tried to save Walker's life. She also noted that she ensured the final words Walker heard were of love and compassion, while these other supposed public servants ignored. Here is Ricks recounting why she helped Walker.
For him immediately. I didn't care what color he was or anything else. I saw a brother, I saw someone, he needed me because no one else was gonna help him. No one else. And I'm saying this, he was not acting crazy. He didn't jump on traffic. That officer, murderer, shot him, hit him with his car. How would Jason jump onto a big truck? Please explain that to me. And then you're in here for your life and you are in a big truck.
Fayetteville, North Carolina police, they refused to release the name of the off-duty cop who killed Mr. Walker. So when they play hide the pickle, we do something else. Here's their boss. Here's the chief of the Fayetteville Police of North Carolina. Put a picture up. She did a big press conference today. Her name is Dina V. Hawkins. I did not like the tone of her press conference, to be quite honest with you. Here's what we know for sure, okay? We know there was an off-duty cop. We know there was some sort of accident with his vehicle when he hit a pedestrian. We know that he hit a pedestrian and shot a pedestrian. We also know that witnesses are claiming that he, in fact, was the aggressor. We know these things on the record right now. And we also know he got to go home. He has still not been arrested. Now, damn it, do you think if I would have been in that situation and shot somebody that I just hit with a car, and there's a witness saying that I was the aggressor, that I would go home, or that you would go home, or that Miss Dahl would go home? No, all of us would go to jail. We will go to jail, we will go to a magistrate, we would maybe get bond, maybe not, and we will go through the judicial process, because that is what it is, it's due process. This is why people say defund the police. This is why people are upset about police conduct. Why? Because routinely we see this special treatment that we would not get in the same situation. Remember, almost every professional industry, there's a higher standard of responsibility. If you are an attorney, higher standard of responsibility. If you're a medical doctor, higher standard of responsibility. If you're a psychiatrist, higher standard of responsibility. Cop, lower standard of responsibility. Ms. Dina Dahl, what are your thoughts?
You're absolutely right here. I mean, he clearly hit the man, got out and shot him. They said that there is not a bullet hole in his windshield. So that is what he did. It confirms the witnesses' statements. It reminds me actually with Ahmaud Arbery. They were also kind of part of the law enforcement and didn't get charged. And in fact, the DA who was friends with him and decided not to charge him is on trial. She's gonna be on trial herself. She got charged. Yep. So this is the same idea with him not being arrested. It's the connections, it's the cover up. And like you said, yeah, why is it as an attorney, my character is checked before I can practice law? But yet a police officer who again has lethal weapons, it doesn't matter what his character is. I mean, I imagine I think he will be charged. He should be charged criminally based on the facts here. And it'll be interesting to see what his conduct was as a police officer. I imagine if you do something like this, he's gonna have had a lot of issues in his conduct as a police officer that will probably come into trial. But again, why do they have a lower standard here? I mean, police officers, could be doing a public service. We could see them with respect. It could be a completely different situation, but there's no requirement for character, there's no ethical standards, there's no accountability. And it leads to an officer like this who we probably will see him having done a lot while he was on duty as well.
I guarantee you, as soon as we get that name, you're gonna see that he has a record himself.